The geographical location of our hinterland communities makes access to vocational training and even finding a job difficult. Many times, our indigenous brothers and sisters are forced to migrate in an effort to address these challenges faced by the hinterland youths. The coalition government, when it came to office in 2015, created the Hinterland Employment and Youth Service, or HAYS program, targeting some 4,000 persons. In this edition of Infohub In-Depth, we look at the success of this program and how it has changed the lives of our indigenous youths.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
"24-year-old Darius Finance from Iowa Village Center, Rupununi, dropped out of school at the age of 14. His parents could not afford to send him to school. He was soon earning an income to assist his family. However, he never let his circumstances hinder his dream of making a prosperous future for himself. When the opportunity presented itself, he enrolled and participated in the Hinterland Employment and Youth Service program. Through the initiative, Finance received training in leadership and management.
He's helped me a lot. I was a person of no career. I was like I lost the way, but it came around.
Today, Finance is the proud owner of a pig rearing business. He started with just one pig, utilizing the startup funds he received at the end of the one-year program. Over time, his business grew, and he now sells pigs to residents in and around his village.
I learned a lot, I could say, and I am so thankful for the government who had this vision for the young people.
Over in the deep south Rupununi, Carmen Ritchie and Sanita Ernest pooled their resources and established a small shop opposite the Ishalton airstrip. They provide a daily menu of mouth-watering snacks such as mithai, cakes, donuts, and popcorn. On special occasions, they also have traditional dishes such as cassava bread, pepper pot, farine, roast, wild meat, as well as beverages. Richie said her ultimate goal is to become a successful business person, earning her own money. The HAYS initiative provided a foundation for her to pursue her dreams.
I am part of the HAYS program and I am very happy to be there. It broadens my my understanding to run a business and to manage it.
Sanita Ernest also spoke of how the project would have impacted her life. She said despite many challenges, business is doing well.
The training was so productive. I learned a lot from our facilitators, and I would like to thank the government for that initiative. The response from the villagers are very, very good, I would say, because if I don't open like Friday, they would miss me and say, "Why didn't you open?"
While the program specifically targeted those youths in the hinterland region, those indigenous communities on the coast were not forgotten. 20-year-old Kelly Blout, who hails from Old England, Linden, has been suffering from a life-threatening seizures from birth. Nevertheless, her illness did not stop her from following her dreams. She was part of the second batch of students trained under the HACE program, and today she is the owner of Kelly's Ice Cream Corner.
My life before HACE was very hard. I used to depend on my mother, who is a single parent, to take care of me. When I said my life was very hard, mean very hard, my mother used to clothe me, feed me, take care of me, and pay my medical bills because of my sickness I wish I never had. Seizures. I used to be very frustrated many days. Then HACE came to my community and I was very lucky to be a part of the program.
Due to HACE, Blount is now an independent young woman making enough profit to take care of her own needs.
As I started my business grow, as I just don't sell ice cream alone. I sell drink, juices, biscuit, and confectionery as a whole. I still suffer from seizures, but my life is easy now. I was able to buy these glasses for myself. I was able to buy medicines when if the hospital don't have. I was able to pay it with my own money.
Those were just a few of the hundreds of success stories emanating from the Hinterland Employment and Youth Service Program.
The Hinterland Employment and Youth Service Program is a fulfillment of a promise made by the coalition government when it terminated the Youth Entrepreneurship and Apprenticeship Program YEAP in 2015, which was created by the former administration. It had been conceptualized with the full support of President David Granger and was presented as part of his 10-point plan for hinterland development.
The Hinterland Youth Employment and Youth Service will provide sustainable jobs for our young people. We do not wish to promote a culture of handouts. This is demeaning. We will ensure that although jobs are scarce, young school leavers will be provided with the skills to employ them for the world of work. The economy has not provided employment opportunities for them. The former administration's hotspot responses to youth unemployment have been unsuccessful. We are going to ensure that through the Hinterland Youth Employment Program, young people who were employed as CSOs and who wish to join our program will be registered and will continue to receive their stipends.
Unlike the initial program, HACE provided training opportunities for the youths and to equip them with the requisite skills that will enhance their ability to perform functional tasks to build competencies in decision-making and leadership. It also provided sustainable employment by making available small grants for them to implement income-generating projects. The program targeted youth between age 16 to 35 with specific emphasis on school dropouts and single mothers. A total of 4,000 youths were trained from all regions with specific emphasis on regions 1, 7, 8, and 9 where the majority of our indigenous population resides. They were trained in the area of garment construction, joinery carpentry, entrepreneurship, information technology, tourism, agriculture, capacity building, life skills, electrical installation, motor mechanics, masonry, and craft. It enlisted 6 months each of classroom and practical training.
For you to develop, you do have needs. And for those needs to be fulfilled, you need to have the skills residing within the community. Now, once those skills can reside in a community, it's the beginning of a good life.
The HACE recruits received a stipend of $30,000 per month, of which $10,000 was saved each month and given to the youth upon completion of the program. Additionally, $50,000 were given to each youth as a startup grant for economic projects of their choice. To date, some 2,000 businesses were created. Some of the businesses established are cattle rearing, chicken rearing, grocery shop, canteen, honey production, ICT centers, and stationery shops.
I'm 25 years old. I attended Quarry Primary School but dropped out at grade 9 due to financial support. Now, as I participated in this HAZE program, it really gave me opportunity to have a business because I was wondering what else to do. So my business is all about livestock and crops. The name of my business is Integrated Farm Ventures. I have been farming for the past 5 years with my family in Quarry Village. And because of the demand, I decided to continue this project as a permanent business since I'm on the HAZE program. Not only that, in the community, we HAZE participate in village activities such as the cattle rearing, tourism. We have catering group and a gardening group, which will be doing shade house. Now, my plan is to establish an integrated farm with rice water tanks that's in the savanna land, and adjoining plots for green vegetables and fruit trees. This farm will also have livestock such as cattle, pigs, and poultry.
Before the HAZE program, I was unemployed. I didn't have any job, and well, I didn't finish my schooling. I dropped out. When I started this HAZE program, I learned a little more. I learned to read. I learned how to communicate with people a little. Now, my business now is fuel. I'm doing fuel business. And now it is helping me a lot, helping my family. Without this business, I would have been, I don't know where, but now it is helping me a lot.
Before the HAZE program came about, I was not employed. And when the HAZE program came about, I decided to join it. And now I have a business. My business name grocery shop, and I'm pleased with it.
Before HAZE, I would say that I did consider myself just a housewife, looking after children and stuff. After the HAZE, I discovered myself that I had skills which I work with today. I was willing, I was committed, and today I do sewing. My business is sewing. School uniforms, supporting the community, the sew, as well for others. That is how I consider myself. I wasn't doing nothing thanks to the government who brought that brilliant idea into Guyana and to other communities and other regions. And I'm very happy to say that I earn my income, not only depending on my husband, I earn income of doing my little sewing.
Additionally, the youths in catering, farming, and information technology were given tools to boost their businesses. Youths also participated in the Youth Business Summit hosted by the Department of Youth. One was successful in winning a grant of $450,000. A HAZE business pitch program was also hosted, and 5 successful participants received the sum of $100,000 from Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu to boost their businesses.
The Hinterland Employment Youth Service or scheme has become a success because we didn't give handout to young people, and we didn't believe that you could give them a red shirt and tell them that we're giving you money every month to go and picket or to make up crowds or to do political work. We wanted young people to have a livelihood. And in order to have a livelihood, you have to be trained. You have to be taught a skill.
The economic benefits from this program is immeasurable. At the youth level, $410,000 was invested in each youth and $455,000 per facilitator. At the village level, $9 million went back to each village. Some of the youth trained under the program also opted to further their studies at higher institutes of learning, including the Government Technical Institute and the Guyana School of Agriculture. Some also joined the Ministry of Public Health, Ministry of Education, and the Guyana Defense Force. Youth from Region 1, 7, 8, and 9 were recruited to be trained as peer educators and DOT supporters to provide care and support under the National TB program. Many also serve on the village councils in their respective villages. At the end of the program, it is expected that the skills among the young people in various competencies will be developed. The communities will also be furnished with trained and motivated individuals ready to take up leadership roles within their communities. More importantly, youths will be leading the business enterprise in the hinterland, which will lead to increased employment opportunities within the villages and communities. With this developed sense of responsibility and entrepreneurship, there will be a decreased level of unemployment, petty crimes, drug abuse, teenage pregnancy, and other social issues in the hinterland.
To ensure that these businesses grew in strength and flourished, the government allocated a further $100 million this year to the program for monitoring and mentoring, along with additional monetary support.
During the first quarter of this year, Ministers Sidney Alicock and Valerie Guerrero conducted outreaches throughout the regions to distribute stimulus grants to the youths who had thriving businesses. Young people from St. Ignatius Village, Latham Region 9, were the first to benefit from the stimulus grant initiative. 71 youth received $50,000 each to support their businesses. To date, approximately $20 million in grants were distributed to young people in Region 9, $8 million in Region 10, and over $4 million in Region 7 and 2 respectively.
We feel good. We are going to invest it towards the same program.
It's helping me a lot. I'm glad to have that grant.
We are very thankful for the government for offering this HAZE initiative to all the community. Our youth have been benefiting tremendously also. There are businesses that are operating in our village like never before.
This initiative is one that was very fruitful for the communities, because what I have noticed is that it has benefit not only my community, all the communities tremendously.
Minister Valerie Guerrero spoke about how proud she was with the progress some of the youths made, especially those in the remote areas like Region 8.
I would like to especially compliment the one in Kanapang, which is they were in the first cohort, which is in 2016. And the brother and sister, they have put together their money and they continue working and turning over, selling stuff and so on. And they are building a guest house. And Kanapang does not have a guest house. They're building a 2-story concrete guest house, piece by piece, with the support of their parents, support of family. They go in the creek and get white sand and fetch it with wheelbarrows. So it's a wonderful thing they're doing. And that is a business that is needed there. Because when you go there, the last time I went there, I slept in the teacher's house, which is very old, and I slung my hammock and so on. And that is it. But a guest house is needed. So I think they're doing a wonderful job, and they have been persistent, and they're persevering. So I think those two, they will be very successful with their businesses. Then you have the one in, I think it's Kopenang or White Maikwa, where you have a fish pond, and fish in Region 8, it's very scarce. You have to go far, sometimes still in the Siperuni River, to get fish and so on, walking for 2 days, 3 days. So they attempted a fish pond, because you have to realize that these youths too never knew about doing business. These are normal youths that drop out from school and they have babies, and the boys go on and do some mining, or they're doing farming, or they're just around. wanting to do something, wanting to learn something, but there is nothing much. So this is the first time they're being encouraged to attempt to try to see what business they can do. So many of them have shops, I see. So we're trying to encourage them to go into poultry farming and fishing like the other fish, aquaculture like the other. And some of them have cows, which is very good, you know. So many of them made very good investment.
Due to the successful implementation and outcomes of the program, the government has announced that it will be recommencing the training program by the end of this year.
This year, the project was restructured and now falls under the recently established Youth Corps at the Kurukuru Training Center under the Ministry of the Presidency, Department of Culture, Youth and Sport. Under this program, some 1,000 youth across the country will be taught under the HAZE and other youth training programs.
That is for youth who wants to go to study skills too, to build their capacity. They have that opportunity to go there. It's going to be open up and it's going to be given the right type of equipment and teachers there. So those young people, they have a good opportunity there.
While this new exercise may not cover young persons with children, the ministry will be providing support to the communities to ensure there are training and job opportunities for them.
In the Hinterland, we have youth from 16 to 35, but we find that we have some youths who already have like 6 children. Those youths we will cater for in the Hinterland. They can walk with their 6 children to Kurukuru. That's another school we're talking about. So we're catering for everybody. The ministry, our ministry caters for this because they would remain in the community and help themselves and help the economy of the community. And we are going to be following up on those youths who have been given the stimulus fund so that we hope that one day they will get there. And we've seen a lot of success stories across the region. And we would like you to understand that money is not easy to come by, at least now. So the village council, the Tushao and councillors and adults in the community must give support or give guidance to the young people. Let them use the money wisely, use their time wisely. If you do that, you would be getting a community which will be highly respected and I'm quite certain highly successful.
The HAZE program has brought out the best of the youths by motivating them to lead better lives, giving them the platform to develop and showcase their skills. It has engaged some of the most marginalized youths from the hinterland and developed them into productive and empowered young people. This has been Infohub In Depth. Thanks for watching.